Coming up on Chapman News, an emotional day in Newport Beach where an unlikely hero is honored after 20 years after saving a man's life.
Plus, Newt Gingrich visits the Nixon Library in Yorba Linda. We have a one-on-one with him after the break. You're watching Chapman News. Good morning, everybody. It's Friday once again. I'm Julie Becerra.
A rainy Friday at that. I'm Wes Rappaport. Welcome to Chapman News.
Big surf today. We've got the full weather report coming up.
And later, the latest in sports. We have some breaking news coming at you, plus some fun entertainment stories for you. But we begin in Newport. We now go to Adam Herbit's in the field at Newport Beach's Hoag Hospital, where one lucky lawyer first met the family of a man who saved his life 20 years ago.
I never thought I'd hear that again.
It's not a reunion you see every day, but for the first time in 2 decades, Debbie Atkinson hears the beating of her husband's heart. A rough-around-the-edges biker with a love for Harleys, Dusty Atkinson, died of a brain aneurysm at 32. And 20 years ago, Debbie had no interest in meeting the man that holds his heart. In fact, the woman with property of Dusty proudly tattooed on her shoulder didn't even know her husband's heart was still beating until late October.
I've never found anybody that, when they walked in the room, made my heart flutter. He was just a grumpy old man who had my heart.
Dennis Harwood, the 74-year-old recipient with a 52-year-old heart, was originally led to believe that his donor was a racquetball player. Dusty turned out to be, well, a little more dusty than that, but nevertheless, a hero that allowed another soul to see the birth of 7 grandchildren. At the time, Dennis Harwood was a great candidate for sudden death.
When we opened the chest at the time of the surgery, we could see that the heart was just barely beating. You could hardly detect any motion.
I'm certainly blessed. And again, I certainly thank Dusty and thank his family for what they did for me.
Now, in talking to doctors today, 33 out of the 34 heart transplant recipients that year have died since their procedure. But because of what doctors call a perfect match, they believe from the bottom of their hearts that when Dennis passes on, it won't be in any way because of his. Reporting from Hoag Hospital in Newport Beach, I'm Adam Herbit's, Chapman News.
Thanks, Adam. Upon being asked whether his heart flutters whenever he hears a Harley go by, Dennis Harwood must admit that it is a rush that he has not yet experienced. He thinks maybe a ride in a sidecar would be the best and safest way to remedy that situation.
In the wake of the $500 million jackpot for last Wednesday's Powerball, California has announced that they are bringing the popular lottery game to the Golden State. The California Lottery Commission voted unanimously to welcome in the game early next year. Powerball sales are set to start up April 8th, 2013, and is expected to add $50 to $100 million to go towards public education funds. Wednesday night's drawing for the $500 million jackpot had 2 winning tickets sold in the states of Arizona and Missouri. Both winners would split the $384 million cash out.
The Orange City Council on Tuesday took aim at houses rented by students near Chapman, referring to them as party houses. Currently, if police are called by neighbors to break up a party at the same residence twice within a 72-hour period, the officers can give the party host a $150 fine. Proposed changes to this law began Tuesday night with a 3-2 vote passed opposing the law. And changes to the law would crack down by imposing the fine if police are called back within 10 days. An article in the OC Register sparked Chapman students' interest to get involved and introduced some concepts to consider, such as more neighborly communication and an addition of a Greek row at Chapman. However, Orange residents fight back, upset with Orange becoming a college town. The new council gets sworn in next week and will have the last say later in the month.
Not too much love coming from Old Town right now, but plenty of love for former Speaker Newt Gingrich at the Nixon Library Tuesday night. Annie Ackerman reports.
I just had this great conversation with Danielle, who is the president of the Chapman University College Republicans. where we cut past the liberal faculty and actually allow facts to be part of the university experience.
Former Speaker of the House Newt Gingrich is here tonight with his wife at the Nixon Library, where he'll be signing copies of his book. Nearly 1,000 people came to hear Speaker Newt Gingrich discuss the current state of American politics and his newest bestseller, Victory at Yorktown. The speaker gave Chapman's Republican Club tips on how to increase Republican representation on its campus.
Talk about our great future with oil and gas. Talk about our great future if we have a personal Social Security savings account. Challenge liberals to defend the current system and point out how much better we could be doing. And I think you'll find that the facts are going to be on our side.
Mr. Gingrich and his wife spoke to their supporters, while another Republican, Colonel Jack Brennan, shared how he remains hopeful for the Republican Party.
Just do the next right thing. No phony stuff, no degrading anyone, no saying the other guy's a bad guy, which it's a lot of fun to pull little tricks, but it's not the right thing to do.
And Chapman seems to be on the right track. With the formation of the Republican Club, political representation is now balanced on campus.
The main goal for both of our clubs is to get people involved in politics in general, so we're trying to kind of present a united front, and then our own issues kind of fall second to that.
Reporting from Yorba Linda, I'm Annie Drew Ackerman, Chapman News.
Thanks, Annie. Gingrich is continuing his book tour. Last night he spoke at the Ronald Reagan Library in Simi Valley.
Thanks, Julie. California's golden storyteller is leaving the airwaves. In the last 30 years, Huell Howser became one of the most beloved and imitated TV personalities. Chapman News reporter Amanda Starantino has the story.
If I go right here, I'm in violation of international treaties.
California Gold's Huell Howser is retiring from the local television scene. For years, television stations across the state of California have been airing Howser's documentaries on different areas in California, bringing a southern accent to the Golden State.
We have come to Anaheim to get a history tour, to go back in time and celebrate the history of this city. And I've done a little bit of research, Cynthia, and according to what I've read, Anaheim is the oldest town in Orange County.
Huell has not officially made an announcement on his retirement, although ill health has been rumored. However, Howser's assistant has stated that Huell is retiring from filming new shows or making appearances or interviews, but the show will continue in reruns for a while. We've been gradually winding down all year, but Huell has decided to stop come December 31st.
Well, here we are, back at the good old Hollywood sign.
Howser has been a feature reporter for KCBS2, KCET, and PBS. With his very own California Gold show, he produced himself with only a small staff with no agents or publicists to keep a simple production to make his subjects more comfortable. Reporting for Chapman News, Amanda Starantino.
Thanks, Amanda. Huell Howser also has a special relationship with Chapman University. He recently donated his life's work to the school. Howser discovered our Old Town campus while shooting an episode of California's Gold.
And someone new is representing Orange. This one is not a politician. The new Miss City of Orange 2013 was crowned this week. The 7 ladies gathered at Chapman's Memorial Hall for several portions of the competition over the weekend, beginning with a group dance, continuing with an interview and a swimsuit competition, followed by the showcase of each contestant's talent, and lastly, the gown presentation. This year's winner, Chapman graduate Stephanie Patterson, receiving her crown from another Chapman grad, Miss City of Orange 2012, Megan Whistler. Patterson shares her plans to promote her platform.
Society. I'm actually the sponsorship chairman for the Relay for Life this year. And then I also am just going to be trying to work with local businesses and doing the best I can to promote my philanthropy or my platform, as well as promoting the City of Orange.
The U.S. Supreme Court is expected to decide whether or not to review Proposition 8. Prop 8 defined marriage as a union between a man and a woman in the state of California. The law was struck down as unconstitutional by the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals in February. If the Supreme Court chooses not to review the case, the Ninth Circuit ruling will stand, legalizing gay marriage in California. The Supreme Court may also decide to review the case or defer a ruling.
Orange County Sheriff Sandra Hutchins is currently undergoing chemotherapy after announcing Monday that she has breast cancer. Sheriff Hutchins will keep the position, but plans to reduce the number of her public appearances. She states she is, quote, very optimistic about making a full recovery and will be running for re-election in 2014. Hutchins became sheriff in 2008 following Mike Corona and his scandalous tenure. Orange County is the second largest sheriff's department in California. And coming up, Facebook users react to the company going public.
And as the NHL lockout continues, players find a productive way to spend their downtime.
Come back, I'll have your weekly weather report as well as a special surf and snow update. Stay tuned. This is Chapman News.
Nice. No.
Oops.
Yeah, sure.
Let's go. Moms everywhere are finding ways to keep kids active and healthy.
Works every time.
Get ideas, get involved, get going at letsmove.gov.
Clean kitchen surfaces, utensils, and hands with soapy water. 1 in 6 Americans will get sick from food poisoning this year. Keep your family safer. Check your steps at foodsafety.gov.
Welcome back to Chapman News. I'm Julie Becerra.
And I'm Wes Rappaport. Well, there's been a lot of rain these days. It's raining right now. What are your thoughts about the rain, Julie?
I personally love the rain. I think it's great, and I hope it's here to stay for a little while.
Well, you know, I really like the rain. I like when it just pours, though, like the torrential rain. I'm not into the
Not
drizzle.
feeling the
The
drizzle?
drizzle factor is not for me. But with the holiday season rolling around, it means a lot more rain all over the country. Rebecca, are we going to see any sunshine anytime soon?
That's right, Wes. We're not going to actually see sunshine until later next week. This map right here, though, shows all this green is actually the precipitation that's over our state right now. Most of it's contained up in the northern of the state near Monterey, but down here in Southern California and Los Angeles, we do have some green, and that's the rain that you're feeling outside right now. If you are planning on being outside, make sure to bring a light jacket to stay dry. It's not going to be too cold, though, so you don't need a heavy coat. Moving on to our winter snow report. If you were up in the mountains earlier this week or over Thanksgiving break, you probably didn't see too much snow. This footage right here is from Mammoth Mountain earlier this week. And I personally was a little disappointed to not see too much down in the village area. Luckily, things were a bit better up at the bottom of the ski slopes at Main Lodge. There was definitely snow, lots of riders up there over Thanksgiving. All those blue skies, though, made it seem a lot like spring skiing weather. Right now, their base depth is about 30 inches to 40 inches, and about 60% of the whole mountain is open. That all changed, though, on Thursday because Mammoth received a brand new storm. All this rain down here means snow for higher elevations up in the mountains. And here are some pictures actually right now what's going on in Mammoth. As you can see, a lot different than that sunny blue sky weather. They're expected to receive another 8 to 12 inches over this weekend, so let's keep our fingers crossed for a good snow season the rest of the year. And now we're going to take a look at our 5-day forecast down here in Orange County. Things are going to remain pretty consistent throughout the weekend in the 60s with scattered showers. Chances of that is between 30 and 40% of rain. And sun is going to creep back in on Monday through those clouds. So, Wes, you're going to have to wait till Monday to see the sun. And then also Southern California, we have a high surf advisory through the weekend, and that's going to remain until Monday at 1 p.m. in the afternoon. And that's being shown right here in this pink area down here. That's where we are, showing lots of high waves. That's being caused from a north to northwest swell off from the Pacific Ocean. And these peak swells are going to peak actually tomorrow morning at about 6:30 on Saturday. So, Wes, I know you know how to hang 10. Make sure to grab your board and head out there tomorrow morning for some big waves. They're going to be between 5 and 6 feet tall. That's it for weather.
Well, Rebecca, no surfing to speak of in my future whatsoever, but a lot of rain in my neck of the woods up in Northern California. Hoping that will settle down before I head back home for winter break. Kindy Durkee former Democratic campaign treasurer pleaded guilty Wednesday to embezzling over $7 million from various California Democrats. Durkee claimed that she acted alone and that she did it to save her failing business. She received a sentence of 8 years in prison as well as a fine of $10.5 million in restitution. Among the California politicians who lost money to Durkee's scam include Dianne Feinstein, Loretta Sanchez, Lou Correa, and Jose Solorio.
A new Facebook hoax fools some Chapman University students. Emily Lefkowitz tells us some more.
It says me that Facebook would try to own my privacy rights.
A new Facebook blunder has many users convinced that the social media site actually has ownership of private pages. A message has been circulating news feeds, encouraging people to copy and paste the text to their own pages in order to gain protection from the new copyright laws.
Some of my friends and I posted statuses saying that we wanted our privacy rights to stay private for us and the people that we did decide to share them with.
The truth? Facebook does not own the media you post. It does, however, have permission to use, distribute, and share the things you post, subject to the terms and applicable privacy settings. Facebook spokesman Andrew Noyce said in a statement, "We wanted to take a moment to remind you of the facts. When you post things like photos on Facebook, we do not own them."
Similar situations have occurred in the past on social media sites, and in a recent statement, Facebook ensures that they are taking the necessary steps to make privacy settings easier to navigate. Reporting from Orange, this is Emily Lefkowitz, Chapman News.
Look out for new changes to Facebook copyright laws in the privacy settings page.
The number of Orange County homes on the market continued, a 3.5-month slide into record low territory, falling to just over 3,500 residential listings, according to a recent report released this past Monday. Listings began their downward spiral in mid-August as part of an unbroken downhill trend that began in June 2011 when there were over 11,000 homes for sale. That's just a 69% decline within the past 17 months.
Route 110, a toll lane that opened early November, has greeted commuters with some bumpy news. More than 12,000 drivers received tickets from Metro for not having the required fast-track transponders. The total fines to be paid to Metro is more than $18,000, and Metro says they will be sending out more citations within the next few weeks. Route 110 runs from the 91 freeway to Adams Boulevard in downtown Los Angeles. And by December 10th, ticketed drivers will be expected to pay $25 plus a late fee of $30. Currently, the fines are only limited to toll fees, but more fines should be expected if motorists found driving in lanes which are usually reserved for carpools and motorcyclists.
NHL players from all over the United States got on the ice Saturday to play a game not for points, but for Hurricane Sandy relief. Shelley Dickstein brings us this report about Operation HatTrick.
I'm here at the Honda Center, where there is unfortunately still no hockey being played due to the NHL lockout. However, there was one small glimpse of hope for NHL fans as hockey players from across the country gathered in Atlantic City to play a game for a cause. Operation HatTrick was a charity hockey game that took place last Saturday at Boardwalk Hall in Atlantic City. 11,000 hockey fans showed up to support the charity event. All the proceeds went to Hurricane Sandy relief. Over 24 NHL players took part in the event, including the Ducks' own Bobby Ryan. They raised more than $500,000, with more to come from the auction of their jerseys. Although the event was about donating to the victims of Hurricane Sandy, many fans showed up just to get their hockey fix during the lockout. The fans chanted, "We want hockey," towards the end of the game. With the huge success of the event, there is now talk of a second charity game in New York, but there are no set plans yet. Reporting for Chapman News, I'm Shelley Dickstein.
Thanks, Shelley. The NHL lockout is still going on, no end in sight, and unless they reach an agreement soon, looks like that's all the hockey the fans are going to get to see this season.
Up next, Whitney Hubble joins us for the Best Campus Sports Show.
And plenty of tiger sightings in Thousand Oaks. Stay tuned.
Turning a 20-foot wall into a canvas takes vision. So will getting into college. I've got what it takes. So do you.
I just moved in with this family, and
It's embarrassing. The little one, he likes to go outside and crawl around in the giant litter box. I don't know what he's doing. Oh, poop already. You're making me nervous.
Know what?
What?
Since I got adopted, I've learned a lot about these humans.
I know. I mean, check out these two. It's Flirt City over here.
Yeah, I noticed that. It looks like my human is definitely into your human.
Oh, look! I think she's getting his number.
Nice.
Your human's got some sweet moves.
Takes after his dog. Oh, look, they're doing that thing where they put their arms around each other.
She kicked up a leg. It's like in the movies.
That's awesome. Looks like we're going to be hanging out a little bit more.
Up to 40% of businesses never recover after experiencing a major disaster. Make a plan at ready.gov/business.
Thanks so much for sticking with us. I'm Julie Becerra.
And I'm Wes Rappaport.
Major League Baseball has some notorious names on this year's Hall of Fame ballot.
And the Champions Cup tennis tournament finishes the series in Anaheim. Whitney Hubble is here to break it all down. Whitney?
Yes, I am. So the PGA Golf Tour is back in Southern California for the 13th annual Tiger Woods World Challenge. Trent Schrum has the report from Sherwood County Country Club.
Tiger Woods headlining a field of the world's top golfers at his tournament, the Tiger Woods World Challenge. Sherwood Country Club in Thousand Oaks playing host to one of the top events of the year, just being invited, an accomplishment for first-round leader Nick Watney, who shot an opening round 67.
You know, I grew up kind of watching this, and now to be able to play is it's a lot of fun, and it's a great way to end the year.
Drizzly weather making for favorable conditions, greens have softened, and Orange native Hunter Mahan especially happy to be back in Southern California.
Weather's always good here. You know, I always feel like I always enjoy when it kind of gets cold like this. So it's and we're at a great golf course this week, so it's always fun to be back in California.
Yes, it's fun to play golf with the best here in SoCal.
Okay, boys, here we go.
But you don't need Mark O'Mara doing the motivating when $1 million check is awaiting the winner.
Sure, the money's nice, but it's not just the $4 million purse the pros are at Sherwood to play for this weekend. They're here for the Tiger Woods Foundation, primarily the Earl Woods Scholarship Program.
That program, named for Tiger's late father, includes $5,000 renewable scholarship, primarily for first-generation college students, and includes mentorship and counseling. Funds also go to the Tiger Woods Learning Center in Anaheim. In Thousand Oaks, I'm Trent Schloem, Chapman News.
Thanks, Trent. Here's a look at our overnight leaderboard from the first round. Nick Watney leading the way, shooting a 5 under 67 on day one. Keegan Bradley and Graham McDowell 2 shots back at 3 under. The host, Tiger Woods, is at 2 under par. And for the Los Angeles Lakers, it's a case of new coach, same problems. The Lakers have dropped 3 of their last 4, including the 79-77 loss at home to the Pacers Tuesday night. Turnovers continue to be a problem as LA looks to find their identity under new coach Mike D'Antoni. They are back at home tonight at 7:30 against the Denver Nuggets. Currently, the Lakers are in 3rd place in the Pacific Division. They need a win tonight to get back to 500. And as for the Clips, they're having a better start to the season. Chauncey Billups finally returning to the lineup after tearing his Achilles in February. In the first, Billups shows everyone he's back, draining the three-pointer. His only field goal of the night, he'd finished with 8 points. We skip to the 4th quarter, 6 minutes left, LA up 1. Minnesota's Kevin Love drives, pump fakes, manages to sneak it in, and Wolves take the lead. Later, Chris Paul weaves through the defense, puts up the jumper, and Clips are back on top. Just over 3 minutes now, and the Billups misses the back rim, but DeAndre Jordan takes the rebound, sends it to Blake Griffin, and Griffin throws it down for the slam. 2-hander. The Clippers lead by 5. Less than 30 seconds to go. Clippers with possession. Billups finds Jordan for the alley-oop. And it seals the deal. Clippers take this one 101-95. Paul, the leading scorer, finishing the night with 23 points and 11 rebounds. Wednesday night's Clippers certainly put into perspective the Thursday after the passing of their longtime public address announcer David Courtney. This was Courtney's 3rd full season with the Clippers.
The Southern California staple would spend 34 seasons with Los Angeles Kings and is most recognized in Orange County as the voice of the Angels over the last 18 years. The cause of death has not been announced, but he is survived by his wife, Janet. David Courtney was 54 years old. And there's an all-star lineup in MLB on the Hall of Fame ballot. Some of the names don't only have talent in common, but also the tendency to take performance-enhancing drugs. Baseball legends Barry Bonds, Sammy Sosa, Mark McGwire, and Roger Clemens were all accused of using steroids after playing in the so-called steroid era. Orange County resident Mark McGwire famously broke Roger Maris' home run record in 1998, hitting 70 long balls that year, only to eventually be passed by fellow Hall of Fame nominee Barry Bonds in 2001. Both Mark McGwire and Bonds are linked to steroids, McGwire admitting to using steroids in 2010. This is McGwire's second appearance on a Hall of Fame ballot. And something I'm excited about as a tennis player is that tennis legends will grace the ground of the Honda Center tonight at 7:30. Anaheim is the 12th and final city of the PowerShare Series tournament. Each city features a mini tournament between 4 top tennis icons. Tonight will feature Andre Agassi and Michael Chang going head-to-head against John McEnroe and Jim Courier. The teams are competing for the Championship Cup and the $1 million prize money that goes with it. The 3 top finalists will share the pool, and following the match, the tennis legends will spend some time with VIP guests and share exclusive tips to those who bought private clinics. And taking it back home to Chapman, basketball season is in full swing. Let's take a look to the week ahead. Women's hoops goes head-to-head against Occidental. They play at home tomorrow at 5. And the men follow right after at 7 p.m. Wednesday, men's basketball goes to Whittier to take on the Poets, game time 7:30 p.m. And the women will play at 7:30 the next day, Thursday, at Whittier. And before we let you go, breaking news in Major League Baseball, the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim have acquired Tommy Hanson from the Braves, sending former closer Jordan Walden to Atlanta. Julie, Wes?
Well, thanks for the update. A big trade for the Angels, and we'll see what they can do with that, adding on to their pitching staff.
Thousands of people travel across the world for a movie premiere.
And we'll tell you why after the break. Asia Celestino, what else have you got coming up for us?
Well, guys, the most beloved couple in Disney Channel history is reuniting for a long-awaited sequel. And yes, the best things in life are free, so I'll tell you about an event tonight that will totally get you into the holiday spirit. All this and more coming up in entertainment on Chapman News.
Awesome.
That's so good.
That was really good.
Turning a 20-foot wall into a canvas takes vision. So we're getting into college. I've got what it takes. So do you.
I just moved in with his family, and it's embarrassing. The little one, he likes to go outside and crawl around in the giant litter box. I don't know what he's doing. Oh, poop already. You're making me nervous.
Welcome back to Chapman News. I'm Wes Rappaport. That is Julie Becerra.
That is correct. Up next is Wes's favorite part of the show, entertainment. Isn't that right, Wes?
Of course, Julie, and we now turn to Asia Celestino. Asia, give it to me straight. Does Justin Bieber have a new girlfriend yet? I am dying to know.
Wes, I don't have the latest on Mr. YouTube, but I do have news on Mr. U. The Alpha Phi sorority on campus hosted Chapman's annual Mr. University this week. Students came to support their favorite Greek house and, more importantly, the Make-A-Wish Foundation. The proceeds of the event went directly to the charity in Granting Wishes. This year, the event raised over $25,000. This week, 100,000 fans made the journey to New Zealand for the world premiere of The Hobbit. People came dressed as hobbits, elves, and wizards for the much-anticipated prequel to the epic Tolkien story. The movie's cast talked about being a part of the latest Peter Jackson film.
I honestly feel like every time I land in Wellington Airport, it feels like I'm coming home.
And all the dwarves and all the guys in the cast, you know, we're like a big family, and it's so great to see them all again.
I love Bilbo. I love the whole, you know, it's a fantastic world, it's a fantastic story, and I'm very genuinely honoured to be doing it. Yeah.
It was a big shoes to fill, so I just practiced my sword fighting and worked hard to fill those big shoes.
You have a big job to do. You know, we were shooting for 18 months, huge logistics all around New Zealand. But fortunately, we had an incredible crew, great support behind us. But shooting the movie is always the hardest part.
Well, the whole thing, I mean, it's called an unexpected journey, but I think for all of us, it was extremely unexpected. And I think the film for the fans will be unexpected as well.
The Hobbit hits theaters on December 14th. And the rumors have been confirmed. Ben Savage and Danielle Fishel, aka Corey and Topanga, are now parents. Okay, well, on-screen parents. This week, the Boy Meets World stars officially signed on to reunite in a Disney Channel spin-off, Girl Meets World. The show will follow the mischief of Corey and Topanga's teenage daughter, Riley. But the series is not ready just yet. No word on the girl cast to play the latest Matthews edition. If you couldn't get tickets to the sold-out Jingle Ball, don't worry. Tonight is Chapman's Soundcheck Fall Concert. Starting at 9:30, there will be karaoke and beatboxing lessons in the Student Union. You can also get into the holiday spirit, as this is an ugly sweater party. How could it get any better? There will be a fully stocked coffee and hot cocoa bar. For more info on the free concert, check out the Facebook event. And the partying does not stop there. Tomorrow night, the APSA, or Asian Pacific Student Association, will be hosting Stronger, an open blacklight dance. In honor of Japanese Culture Awareness Month, the theme will be Harajuku and Tokyo nightlife. Tickets are $7 now and $10 at the door. All proceeds will go to raising funds for Chapman's APSA's annual Pacific Islander celebration. And those are just a few of the highlights from this week. Julie and Wes, are you guys going to support Girl Meets World?
Yes,
Absolutely.
1,000 times yes. I've been waiting years for this to happen.
All I want to know is Mr. Feeney coming back? I hope so.
I hope so. Chapman University sure is ready to celebrate the holiday season. Aubrey Swift went out to the plaza to tell us about the newest campus edition.
Hundreds of students, teachers, and Orange locals gathered around Atala Piazza on Thursday night to celebrate one of Chapman University's newest traditions, Winterfest.
The campus shone bright with twinkling lights after President Doty flipped on the switch to light up Doy's tree, a large pine named after Chapman's longtime friend and trustee, Doy Henley.
I think that this tree lighting is a great way for all of us Chapman students to get a smile, apple cider, maybe we'll cook here too. I don't know if any other campus could pull this off.
The event featured booths with vendors selling holiday gifts, live performances from campus ensembles, fake snow, festive drinks and cookies, a photo booth, and the ultimate attraction, a free train ride around campus.
This is an awesome event that Chapman's putting on. I'm really pumped about it. I'm really excited to see what they do with it in the future.
Colorado, so I just really wanted to come and indulge in the Christmas spirit because it's not snowing here in California. Yeah, it sounded like a lot of fun. Well, I'm definitely ready to put on my scarves and boots and bust out the hot cocoa to get in the holiday spirit. This is Aubrey Swift reporting for Chapman News.
If you can escape from the library, go stroll through campus to admire the lights and take a break from the stress of final projects and exams. And log on to our website, chapmannews.tv, to see all of our episodes, Chapman Newsies bios, and some top headlines.
And make sure you also follow us on Facebook, facebook.com/Chapman News. You can follow us on Twitter @Chapman News and on YouTube, youtube.com/Chapman News.
Well, that's all I've got for you this week. How about you, Wes? Any more news?
Well, I'll tell you what. I am so excited to get finals out of the way. This has been a really grueling semester, and I'm more than ready to get all those. Do you have any plans for your holiday break?
I do. I get to go back home for a few weeks, which is going to be great. Get to travel to Florida, see some family I don't see too often. What about you? Any big plans?
That'll be fun. And I'm just hoping to enjoy my vacation, maybe catch some hoops on TV. I don't know. I just would like to relax. That is my big goal, is to just take it easy and spend some time with my friends.
I think that sounds great. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. We will see you next week for our very last newscast of this semester, so make sure you don't miss it. I'm Julie Becerra.
And I'm Wes Rappaport. We've only got one more show left.
Yeah.
That's scary.
We're right by.
Head over to the basketball game this weekend on Saturday. I'm Wes Rappaport. Have a great weekend, Orange.